Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Sri Ramakrishna is continuing the attainment of God, to have his vision, how we love God, how we transcend our inner nature, external nature, reach the transcendental realm. You may try thousands of times, but nothing can be achieved without God's grace. Without God's grace, nothing can be achieved, because it is an entry into a realm unknown to us. Now, the blind man can struggle any amount, do all that someone asks to do, but he cannot see unless he gets eye back. If he gets the vision, then alone he can somehow understand seeing or see outside. This grace of sight, I can do everything. I can peep beyond also, but I must get that sight to see the transcendental realm. I have two eyes which can reveal this physical world in waking state. I have an intellectual light which can view the dream world in dream state when these eyes are closed. With the intellectual eye, I view the whole thing, the dream world. And absence of all things I experience in deep sleep, because I don't have any eyes to see anywhere. Now, God must give me, even in suppose deep sleep, Sushupti Avastha, if God gives me a vision, eye, a sight, spiritual eye, Krishna says to Arjuna, with this Charma Chakshu you cannot see me, you cannot see the world. I will give you Divya Chakshu with which you can visualize me, see me. Suppose God gives me deep sleep the eyes to see. I am with the consciousness. I am the individual consciousness. I am interacting. I am communing with the transcendental realm within me, with the cosmic consciousness in the second stage of deep sleep. After transcending physical body, subtle body and causal body, I am face to face with, but I don't have eyes there. I experience joy, peace and come out. Here I am going to see God means I must have an eye that can see the transcendental realm. I can see this world in waking state, in dream state with the eye of mind. I must get a spiritual eye to see. The spiritual eye is in our Hindu tradition is called Upanayana. An extra eye to see in the world the transcendental. Here I have to see the transcendental in the world or enter into the transcendental and see. This, everything is provided by nature. Somebody has to light it, somebody has to switch on. You hear electricity, everything is there. Somebody must be able to switch on. This is the grace. Everything is done. This is switching on is done by the, because why that God alone, God's grace alone can switch it on? Because it is the spiritual light which is going to light the individual light. Everything is dark. I have candle. I have candle stand. Everything. Wick is there. Or lamp, oil lamp. Wick is there. Oil is there. Everything is there. I need another light to light that wick. Everything is ready. I have prepared everything. But another light has to come to light it. Similarly, in spiritual world, I prepare everything to see Him. I keep my heart clean, everything. I call on Him. I weep with longing. And the last lighting, a super light will come and light that inner light. It was burning, but the sight to see was not on. This switching on is done by the grace, that is called grace of God. Nothing can be achieved without God's grace. One cannot see God without His grace. It is easy. Is it an easy thing to receive the grace of God? One must altogether renounce egotism. One cannot see God as long as one feels, I am doer. Very clear. What obstructs divine grace is our ego. When the ego dissolves, I become recipient of, it was flowing, now I have become patra. The patra is kept closed by the ego. I am there. As long as I am there, nobody can enter here within me. Neither nature nor God, because I am there. And they will be waiting outside, waiting for an occasion to one day He will surrender the I. We can go and occupy that seat and operate now. It is like a driver's seat in which I am sitting, nobody can come and occupy it. So God's grace is obstructed constantly by the ego. I do this, I enjoy this, that is mine, this is yours. All this I and all its manifestations of that I, everything is keeping the divine hidden and me unapproachable, God's grace not to descend upon me. In every way I am blocked. So when the ego starts dissolving, as long as the ego is there, God's grace, just like heavy rain is there, I have kept an umbrella. It will not allow me such a heavy rain to drench me by any means. God's grace is constantly flowing, just like mother and child. Her attention, her concern is always there. If child doesn't expose to it, child doesn't receive it, what can be done? Like that is our state. Egotism. In ego, there will be three entities, kartritva, bhoktritva and jnatritva. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I know this. And this knowledge is that jalebi is there, that knowledge of the world. Enjoyments are here, I have money, all this knowledge. Not the knowledge of God. Jnatritva is not. Maximum what interferes to break down that is scriptural understanding and the words of saints. Satsanga breaks that understanding, jnatritva, to convert it into the understanding of God alone is and all else is passing. When this knowledge comes, it starts dissolving the ego. In case of Chaitanya and buddhi or manas, ego. Ego is a part of buddhi. From buddhi, intellect, it emerges and it remains in the intellect, merges in the intellect. Merges in the intellect. Once one is at the time of sleeping, ultimately when he gets the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, entering into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, ego is almost dissolved in the mind, gets dissolved even in the Savikalpa Samadhi entry. Nirvikalpa mind won't be there, it is dissolved in the intellect. Ego also dissolves. Senses, Pancha Jnanendriya, will be fully active in Savikalpa Samadhi to see the Lords and participate in it. And the same thing happens as it is moving towards Nirvikalpa. Pancha Jnanendriya also dissolve, ego also dissolves in the buddhi. Buddhi alone charged with Chaitanya, thinking of Chaitanya, dipped in Chaitanya, radiating Chaitanya, it enters into the absolute existence, the Brahman, to slowly get dissolved in it. So buddhi alone remains. So ego also dissolves there. Here, the ego doesn't dissolve. It takes different forms. I am sadhaka, I will do the sadhana, I will do the japa, this, that. Something or the other, that ego persists in different ways. Then it gets tired, exhausted. Oh, I have been doing from last 30 years, 40 years, nothing has happened. Then the ego gets tired and surrenders. Now I have done my best, I could not reach you. Then the ego starts surrendering. It starts receiving the God's grace to illumine it. So, in Chaitanya, Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti. In Chaitanya, consciousness, Chaitanya is also Ichcha Shakti. Power of volition, selection. I can choose. I want this and not that. Power of volition. Then Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, power of conation or action. I am free to, I can do, I can act. I am conscious because I can act. I can choose. Volition, action. Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Power of cognition. I can recognize, I can see, I can understand, I can hear, cognize. These three are, I am conscious. This consciousness is associated with. Ego is associated with kartritva, bhoktritva, jnatritva. Doership, enjoyership, and knowership. Knowership is this. Cognition there, it is cognition of the world as well as the same cognition power. When turned towards world, it understands it. When it penetrates into the nature, it tries to see the divine and laws of nature. When it is turned to the divine, it sees the transcendental realm also. Various aspects of God, as the indweller, as the Saguna Sakara, as the Nirguna Nirakara. This consciousness understands consciousness, realizes consciousness. Individual consciousness realizes. So ego is the one that abstracts this power to get converted into higher level of working. Consciousness, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Ichcha Shakti, it works at the worldly level. To aspire for higher, turn it higher, ego is obstructing it. And ego has got kartritva, bhoktritva, jnatritva. So dissolution of ego is opening the channels of the consciousness to move, look upward, to move upward. Nature of consciousness is to go back to its, be one with its origin. The individual Chaitanya wants to be one with the Vishwa Chaitanya. He wants to be one with God. From the other side, God's grace doesn't allow to reach me, nor allow my pure consciousness to be one with the universal consciousness. That ego is holding on either side. It is obstructing both the events. So when ego is dissolving, the both my inner door is open, inner holdings have gone, and external obstructions are removed. God's grace falls and I can reach Him. One must altogether renounce egotism. One cannot see God as long as he feels I am doer. Suppose in a family, a man has taken charge of the storeroom. Then if someone asks the master, "Sir, will you kindly yourself give me something from the storeroom?" The master says to him, "There is already someone inside the store. What can I do there?" There is no place for him to go. Already one person is occupied and is claiming its. So master cannot. If one in Buddhism, there is one story. Story means an anecdote. A disciple goes to a Zen master. He has studied lot of things, scripture, this, that and all. He wants to gain the knowledge of the Buddha. He goes to the master and asks him, what is the path, how to go and all that. Then he is putting out all his, what he has studied, what he has known, how he practiced all these days, this, that and all. The Guru is sitting there and listening. Then finally asks, what is the path that... Then Guru says, it's cold now outside. Will you have little tea first? Then he says, yes, I will have tea. Then he brings a cup and a saucer and tea kettle, hot tea kettle. He starts pouring the tea in the cup. The cup gets filled. He says, enough, enough, enough. He goes on, Guru is still putting. It is oozing out. It is falling in the saucer. He looks at Guru and says, what is this? Cup is overflowing and why can I not put? I have a lot of tea in my kettle. How can it hold? It is full, he says. This is the position you have come. You have filled yourself completely. I cannot put anything more. You go and empty whatever you are dumped in your mind. Then you can come. So, Guru, even if you go to the Guru, he finds it difficult to put already out loaded with so much of information, unwanted information. He can neither give you another real understanding nor divert you or guide you along the path. Everywhere you find confusion, everywhere you find difficulties, opposition. Most of the sadhakas I see, when simple upasana is given, they find difficult. This is not possible, that is not possible. Can it be done like this? Can it be? Because it is preconditioned mind with lot of information. It is preconditioned. It must be like this, it must be like that, it must be like that, this must be like that. If this is done, that happens. This is done, all is free. It is simple path. Walk along, achieve. But these things are obstructing. His own inner understandings are obstructing his path. So this ego, what can I do there? God does not easily appear in the heart of a man who feels himself to be his own master. But God can be seen the moment His grace descends. He is Son of Knowledge, S-U-N, Son of Knowledge. One single ray of His has illumined the world with the light of knowledge. That is how we are able to see each another and reacquire varied knowledge. One can see God only if he turns his light towards his own face. Every bit so simple, and practically when we see in the worldly background, is absolutely uneducated, unlearned, there is no learning at all, not gone to school properly. And that person is giving us the supreme knowledge of the world beyond. When God incarnates, he comes as an extremely simple person, that a normal human being, because when he comes as a master, depicting all things, oh, how can we move? That's why he comes to the lowest rung as the lowest person, remains there and shows the path by which he can. Every person, if a lowest person can reach the highest mount, peak of the highest mount, every can do. If a child can climb, 6 months old child, if he can reach the mountain, even lame person can reach the. There's that much of lowly means absolutely helpless. Absolutely, there is no backing from anywhere. Everything has to come from within. To that level he gets down, and from there he climbs to the highest to give the ultimate supreme knowledge, the knowledge of the transcendental. How they hide, how they become so humble and not knowing anything, and just hold the hand for the transcendental ocean of knowledge to flow through them. God does not appear in the heart of a man who feels himself to his own master, to be his own master. This is almost all humans. Every human, we can say, thinks he is his own master. To some extent at least. Oh, I can go there, I can get this. I can do. As if there is no divine will, his will alone works. When I think I can do, I can go, I can do. Even in sadhana, I can do sadhana. He is accepting myself as my own master. I instruct myself. I have the capacity to do. I will attain. All this is, in one way or other, it is within me. I can sit and do 5,000 japa. I am my own master. But the fact is, vasanas are driving. Vasanas has a bigger hold than my intellect and capability. When fear comes, when temptations come, then we know how much masters we are. Are we our masters or not? I want somebody who has cooked food and gone, kept it. I want to go and eat. I am my master. But when adverse circumstances come, it will show you are not the master. There is nature. There is inner nature, kama, krodha, lobha. They are all sitting within you as the actual masters. You are a slave of your senses. You are a slave of your mind. You are a slave in every way. But he thinks himself to be master. I can enjoy. It is within my. He is a slave of his mind and senses he doesn't understand. He thinks, I can enjoy what is there. I can enjoy. It is within my capacity. I have money. I have strength to enjoy. But he is slave of enjoyment. But he doesn't understand. This freedom is not the real freedom. Freedom from senses, not freedom of senses. To leave the senses free is slavery. To control the mind, senses and mind, keeping them wherever I want, is the master. When I am my master, I must be able to withdraw the mind this moment, keep in samadhi next moment. Senses, I ask them, I'm sitting, people are talking something, I tell my ears, don't listen. The eyes close themselves, ears close themselves. I cannot hear anymore. If I permit it to hearing, I can close my eyes if somebody tells, don't see. But ear remains open. To that extent, that is the mastery over oneself. One who has conquered himself alone is to some extent master. But to attain, to transcend the nature and go beyond, I cannot be master because the realm belongs to someone else. I can be master within my prison house, to the maximum within the realm of time and space. That too on the earth at the gross physical level of body. I cannot enter the next premises. I can enter next door. I can never enter the transcendental realm which belongs to God. He has to permit me to enter. He is the master. He is master of the world. He is beyond. So, the moment he understands there is God, we are all instruments in his hand. He is the master. We are the instruments. God can be seen the moment his grace descends. The I am my own master, that understanding itself is a solidification, grossification of the ego. But God can be seen the moment his grace descends. He is the sun of knowledge, S-U-N, sun, which illumines everything on this earth. It doesn't see darkness anywhere. The shadow of a tree on which the sunshine is not visible to sun. If it is slightly visible also, sunshine falls on that. The sun can never see darkness anywhere at any time. That kind of knowledge it is. One single ray has illumined the whole world with the light of knowledge. It has illumined the whole world. It is expressing, I can perceive. If somebody is talking, I can hear and understand. This understanding is because the Chaitanya is pervading the world. God is pervading everything and is existing in everywhere, pervading everything. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.